I was born in a Muslim family. It's not only a Muslim family, actually they were a strong Muslim family. I remember from the 6 years old of my childhood, not before that, but from that moment I remember that my father built a mosque at the other side of the street that we used to live. And I remember the first day that he took me to the mosque and introduced me to the imam, the leader of the mosque. So I learned how to pray, I learned how to fast, and every step of ritual stuff that we have to do in Islamic faith, I try to learn it daily. And I was so close to the imam of that mosque that pretty soon they appointed me as the one who was standing next to him when he was doing prayer. What's going to happen the next step? Bow down, stand up, and I will announce it through the loudspeaker so the crowd behind him could follow him. And I was reading Quran, I was just reading the other books about Islamic faith, always asking from the imam. I was very close to him, and I said, you know, I love to be with God forever because I knew there is a death after this temporal life. And I said, would you please let me know how much more should I pray and do fasting or any other thing, because I want to know for sure when I die, I want to be with God. And there was no answer for me. He just stopped me, and then I went home and I asked my dad the same answer. I said, oh my God, if the imam cannot answer me, and if he knew I'm searching the true God, why he is not encouraging me? What should I do? They knew I love to follow the religion, but there's no answer for me. I got married and I had a wonderful child. And at the age of 27, I went to Mecca. And I was praying in Mecca. Somebody tapped my shoulder, said, are you married? I said, why? They said, because your accent, your pronunciation was not 100% right in the holy place of Abraham. And I have a recommendation from Allah to you. And I said, what's that? They said, you have to divorce your wife. And I was shocked because I said, I came here to follow God, worship God, and now I have to divorce my wife. And I told them, hey, there is something wrong here. I'm not going to stay anymore. So I left Mecca. And I went back home and knocked the door. My wife said, what are you doing here? I said, you need a religious man or a husband? If you need a religious man, then I have to divorce you. Otherwise, I stopped that. But you know, Satan is clever. I got a car accident pretty soon, and my car in the highway flipped over a bridge 8 times, and it stopped upside down. And when the people rushed toward that valley, they turned over the car, they broke the back window, they broke the doors, and I was paralyzed. For 14 years I was suffering. My left leg was paralyzed, 2 times surgery on my back. Nobody could do anything. And I was ashamed of my wife because she loved me so much. Even my parents told, hey, you can go ahead, live for yourself, because he is sick always. But there was no hope. My best friend became surgeon after 14 years. He couldn't do anything. I went to London with my wife, and over there I got 4 different opinions. None of them were the same. I made a decision, I'm going to make a suicide. This is horrible life. My relative introduced me to his neighbor, and his neighbor, parents used to be a missionary to the country that I was born. And they came and visited me. They said, we carry to my doctor. And they drove for maybe 2 hours to a small city from the place that we used to live. And on the way he asked me, how do you believe in Jesus Christ? And I said, stop. I went to Mecca, even over there, I couldn't find anything. Now you are bringing me back 600 years, before that, stop it. He said, no, just tell me who is Christ for you. And I said, he was a prophet, he came, he died, and gone. It means stop. But praise God for him. He said, no, he is the Son of God. He died, but he rose again. He's alive. And I said, would you please stop? I don't want to come with you. You make a man God. He said, I don't make a man God. I proclaim God became a man. It's a big difference. And so finally he carried me to the place, and that was not a doctor, that was a church. And that church was showing the play about the life of Christ. And that was a turning point in my life. Because maybe you people that watching right now knew that in Islam they told you that Christ never died on the cross. So you used to believe that, but here I was seeing that Christ died on the cross for me, and the Lord brought me back to Mecca. Reminds me, you remember over there, they told you go divorce your wife, and here I am. I left my glory in heaven, became flesh, died on the cross for you. My heart was beating so much. I wanted to give my life right now. The resurrection part was a big, big changing point in my heart. and the answer to my question that from childhood, how much should I pray more? How much should I do the best to be with God? And right now was the answer. He gave his life for me. He paid the penalty. At that night I stopped, but a week later this man didn't stop. He took me to the church, and the moment I went to the worship center, the presence of the Lord just touched me, surrounded me, because the joy on the face of the people was incredible. Shaking hand to me, welcoming me, and I never forgot any time that I went to mosque, even the leader of the mosque, I was so respectful to him. He didn't answer me. Right now, the people who doesn't know me, they're welcoming me deeply. And the lady in front of me asked me, you have an accent, where are you from? And the moment she said you have an accent, I was thinking, oh, another problem. Maybe, I don't know what should I do with my wife this time. So on the way back, I saw a Bible in my own language, and I took it and I started to read it, and then a week later the pastor came to our